We saw a video making the rounds on the socials for the better part of yesterday. Mm-hmm. A girl and a mom are having a verbal altercation in public. Mm-hmm. And you can tell from the TIFF because you tried to scrutinize it. And the issue was the child had skived school and had gone to seek solace elsewhere, maybe at a friend's house. We don't know what gender. Mm-hmm. But the girl's attitude towards the mom is rather disgusting. She's very aggressive. She's yelling at the mom. In fact, it's the audacity for me. For how dare you call me out that I'm wasting your school fees? I'm not in school. I've gone to cohabit with someone. And the mom is trying to talk some sense into this teenager, because she seems to be around that age, telling her that she needs to be in school. And the girl is so vexed. In fact, it looks like she wants to push her mom or shrug her. The public intervenes. I'm trying to paint a picture here. Intervenes aggressively towards the girl. The mom turns around, makes a 360, and tries to ward them off her daughter, and now is trying to console the daughter. Oh, mama, you see, you shouldn't talk to me like that in public. You see how people want to turn on you. And I'm like, what madness is this? My issue is this is textbook terrible parenting, but people watch the video, and because there's no man in sight, kama kawaida, rounding up the usual suspect, the single mother who we love as a society to crucify when matters like these arise. So, Amilioto, what is your take on this? Why are we so pained by, and why are we so quick to throw the single mom under the bus when it comes to such issues?
I think I would agree with you in terms of people are very quick to say that, this lady who was having a public, pretty much this much verbal fight with her child, arguing with the child on the streets of Nairobi. Yeah. People are very quick to say that this is because she's a single parent. That's why, this is bad parenting. I don't want to just simply put it in that blanket text, but I think the problem here is this is just bad parenting.
Full stop. Yes.
First of all, a very bad child.
Yes. But I blame the mother.
Very bad child.
Yes.
And I would blame the parent, no matter whether this would have been a dude.
Yes. No, the parent who is present, because maybe there's a dad in that equation. Yes. They are just not there physically.
I think we've been raised in a society where some of us came up from backgrounds where, if I said something like this towards my parent, man, she would box me. Like my mom would box me in my throat, like literally a punch here, and box anyone who would have tried to help me while she was boxing me.
Yeah.
This is bad parenting.
Yes.
This is bad parenting and an equally bad child. I know it could be easy it may be hard for single parents to discipline their kids, and I know this because I've had the pleasure and the not so much pleasure to be both raised in a house where it was my father and my stepmom, and then I was also raised by my mom
by herself. Was your mom more lenient to you because she felt there was a gap in your life already?
So.
This boy, the dad has another family. Me and the dad are split. So to add salt to injury, I want to punish this boy whose life has stripped him of his dad. Yes. Is that where you think this comes from?
It could be. Did my mom raise me in a bit of
like an egg?
So. I think so. In a way, yes.
You are her egg.
She is tough. She is firm, yes. But I really think maybe there were times where she was more understanding or maybe more lenient because she's trying to be both roles. So I could understand why sometimes it's difficult for single parents to find it difficult to discipline their kids because, it's a warrior factor. This is you are the only parent. Yeah. You're just trying to do your best. But I think sometimes in trying to do your best to just, provide a comfortable home, provide a comfortable life for your child, it may end up not, helping your child in the long run. So
you treat them as an egg.
Yes. So I know it is very difficult. And I can't even speak on behalf of single parents because I'm not one.
May I read
but
something
I'm just
for
saying
you?
Sometimes it is difficult. I know you try to play so many roles. You are trying your best. But sometimes if you can't discipline this child on your own, find a brother, find an uncle, find someone, surround yourselves with people who can help you discipline this child and raise up this child. You can't do it alone.
I would like to cut you short, Brian. I'm sorry. I want to read a statement from a foundation that had done a piece about single parent families and a child's well-being in a single parent family. So this is what it reads in part, because, radio, you're always short of time. Sometimes I'm like, this should be a podcast, right? So it says, kids from single parent families are more likely to face emotional and behavioral health challenges like aggression or engaging in high-risk behaviors when compared to peers raised by married parents. So I'm going to let's put that in a box somewhere, and then we talk about the issue at hand. The video we saw had comments pointing to the mother and saying this woman must be a single parent. And I'm going to reiterate what you said and just amplify what you said. A bad parent is a bad parent is a bad parent is a bad parent. It has nothing to do
with them being single.
But I feel like this comes from how we are raised, from when you're little. My daughter is in kindergarten. My daughter is asked to draw a perfect picture of a family. What does she draw?
Father, mother, baby.
Father, mother, baby, and maybe a dog or a cat. Right? We need to step out of that, because more and more lately we are seeing mixed families where, I know it's not time for that conversation, don't come at me, but other countries have two people of the same gender raising a child. Others have grandparents raising a child. Others have a dad raising a child. Others have a mom raising a child. Others have adoptive parents. So this textbook mom and we need to start moving away from it, not denying its existence or doing away with it completely, but just trying to show our children the diversity in the family setting, right? That a mom and a child can live together. A child can be raised by even just a dad. For whatever particular reason, I always feel like hell, we raise hell when a woman is raising a child on their own. That woman is the enabler, because you saw the minute that girl took the bad tone, she went to her child's defense. This is the person who has been feeding that little monster in her home. There is no in hell you'd ever speak to your parent like that. No matter how bad you were, you'd never even have the guts to do it in public. You would hide your parents' shame and maybe talk back in silence because you know the smack is coming. What did you say? You remember. But he would do it behind closed doors. But I'm saying it's the audacity for me that they are having this verbal spat
in public. I think we need to always just bring it back home to
parenting.
This is a bad parent.
And let me tell you,
because
to prove.
Case in point, Barack Hussein Obama was, for the most part, raised by a single mother.
Yes.
And he was the president and ruler of the free world, the president of the United States of America. Mm-hmm. Every single time, I'm like, that's the trophy child of single parenting. So if you want to make excuses and throw each and every single mother under the bus, always remember Barack Obama.
Yes. And to add to your point, Adolf Hitler had 2 parents.
Yes.
Alois Hitler and Clara Hitler.
The wickedest human being who ever existed.
Yes, one of the most foul people
I love that.
ever live in this world.
Yes.
Had 2 parents.
Yes. Married in holy matrimony.
So bad parenting is just bad parenting.
It has nothing to do with your status.
Single parent or parent, a child who's raised by 2 parents. But at the end of the day, we do know, yes, there are challenges in raising a child.
Of course.
So if you're a single parent, if you're a single dad, surround yourself with people who can help you raise this child. Chapa your child, bana. That one, discipline your child. Whether you are alone, I have a friend of mine here. I just can't say her on air. She's a single parent.
Yeah.
She's raising 2 boys.
Yeah.
And it's military in her house when it needs to be.
Yeah. So
at the end of the day, when you become warrior with your child, because I know you're trying to do your best, you're really, really, really trying to do your best. It's sometimes that warrior thing will spoil your child.
Yeah. And I want to shout out a lady who I watched growing up, Madam Ruth Kitavi. I'm sorry I'm talking about you on my show without even a heads up. She raised 2 sons. Yeah, 2 sons. I remember her punching her sons when they would come home and they'd done something wrong. Ching, my mom one day tried to intervene. She said, I'll beat these. They're men. I beat my sons. I beat them sometimes because I even feel like, you're walking is not right. And you should see them. They are outstanding young men where they are now. But there was no excuse. There was nobody here. Do you understand? When I'm saying she would remove her shoes and fold her dress sleeves to sucker punch her sons and she would knock them to the ground.
Did you pick this from the child in the video when the mother is asking her, telling her all this? She's literally saying, when have you ever asked me where I'm going?
Yeah. Why today? You're trying to embarrass me
never
in public.
Me where I'm going. And she's actually, okay, maybe it's part of a spoiled child when she's asking, you never care about me. You're very selfish. You never care
I picked issues on both sides.
There are so many issues on both sides.
Like the mom probably there's a lot of negligence on the mom's side.
Yes.
This young girl is crying for help and saying, you're calling me out when you have your own crap to deal with.
There are two issues.
You've never wondered where I am.
I go.
You've never wondered, you've never cared. But because we are in public,
now
you're trying to,
me.
yes.
Yeah, and so there could be the angle of selfish in that the child thinks the parent is selfish either because of kuachana na baba yake, walking away from the father, nini. So you're always selfish. You're always choosing yourself.
Maybe
the child
first.
does not understand what really happened.
Yeah.
And then it could also be a spoiled brat.
Yeah.
This is a single parent who's trying to do everything for you.
That's the reason why maybe they are not always there.
That's why she's not always there, because she's always out there trying to work her
keep you in school, keep a roof.
Provide. But you're only interpreting it as someone who's unavailable. So I think the balance is, you see, much as you work hard to provide, find time for the child. It's not easy. It is not.
Brian, it's a delicate balance.
It is. It's such a delicate balance. And I'm saying this whole video just illuminates issues around single parenting.
It does.
Finding time, finding the balance between providing for a child and actually being there to raise your child.
Yeah.
I really think that those are the issues that pop up here. So that's why you can't do it alone. You really can't.
Whew, it's heavy. When we come back, your comments, and keep them coming at SpiceFM KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why are we so quick to throw single parents under the bus when it comes to matters discipline and children and how they raise their children?